Good morning, and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. Welcome to Spokane, Washington. I had to forget where we are for a second there. This is a freeware airport, flightsim.to KGEG. I know there's a paidware one, but this freeware one is not bad. Obviously, it's not the best. It's free. But for what it is, it's not bad at all. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 stream. Welcome back to Beyondatc, to A Pilot's Life. And anything else we got new? No, I don't think so. With the CRJ 700 today on a flight to Seattle. It's a short hop, about 200 nautical miles. The weather's looking kind of spicy. The weather is looking spicy. We got some overcast clouds, 700 ceiling, up to 10,000 overcast, departing out of Spokane. And then into Seattle, we have a 900 low cast broken, and then a 1300 overcast. So it's going to be a IFR flight for sure. So we're going to see if our handy dandy little CRJ down here in the American livery will be able to handle this flight. Welcome MP2, welcome on in. Alright, so let's go ahead and get going here. So we're going to go ahead and get our little tablet going here. I love the CRJ, it's a fun plane. It is a lot of fun. I really, between the CRJ and the E-Jet, I'm having just a blast with both of them. So we're going to get both of those two guys connected there. We're going to go up here and get the DC power on. And we're going to go ahead and get our external lights on as well. Get that APU rolling next. And let's go passenger seats and emergency lights next as well. And at this point, we should be pretty much ready to roll down below. I like to get all this stuff going now so I don't forget. It is not procedure, but I really like doing it. Alright, on over here to the side, we're going to go flight plan. We're going to import our OFP. We're going to send it to the FMS, and then set our load as well. I'm going to go ahead and copy this to the FMS, and we're going to set our speeds. And we got to initialize our system, so we're going to go to this guy here, this guy, initialize, next, grab our GPS, go back, and drop it in. That means we also have our flight plan already in there. I did a trial for stay intention, didn't like it much better than Beyondatc. Funny enough, there was apparently yesterday, I didn't watch it, other than the first, 2 minutes of it. There was a live stream they were doing yesterday of it, and they were going to be doing like a Q&A, talk about traffic. And apparently it was so bad that even that little bit I watched, it was like 1 frame a second. And they were showcasing how traffic, sputters smooth and virtually no FPS drop. And then they're showcasing this stream, which is just god awful. So, yeah, things are looking really good on their end, isn't it? That's unfortunate. Alright, so we're going to go to arrival. We're expecting the 16 right arrival into Seattle via the Glasser 3, and the Temple transition. Okay, so we have everything set up in the computer, I believe, right? Performance, yeah. I did the, yep, cool. Okay, everything's good there. We have our speed set there. Clear out these warnings. All grand there as well. Let's go over here. Let's go to, what do we need to do? We need to go to aircraft. Nope, sorry. Performance 7 on the G's. So that's over where we at? Over here. So 7-0 on the G's. Or not G's, the trim. Wow. Okay, we got that set. Alright, let's go ahead and get Beyondatc rolling. So let me go ahead and dial into our, do we have a clearance or is it just ground here? We do have a clearance. 12755. Spokane clearance, good morning from SkyWest 3824, ready for IFR clearance to Seattle.
SkyWest 3824, Spokane clearance, cleared to Seattle, Tacoma. Radar vectors temple, then as filed. Maintain 6,000, expect flight level 280, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 123.75, squawk 3323.
We are cleared to Seattle, radar vectors temple, and as filed. We're going to maintain 6,000. Flight level 280 is our expected. After departure, let's see, departure frequency 123.75, squawk 3323 for SkyWest 3824. Let's see if it understood what I was saying there. No problem at all. It's like, you're an idiot. I know what you're talking. Ground 121.9er, SkyWest 3824, see ya. I saw the live stream, they were about to announce traffic, they postponed it. Yeah, I watched it, like I said, that first minute and a half or so. Not great showcasing. Spokane ground, good morning from SkyWest 3824. We are ready for a pushback and engine start. Okay, let's go to aircraft and release all that jazz.
3824, Spokane ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
We will face southwest, SkyWest 3824. So, last time I had a stream, which was Monday, I think, right? I was talking about maybe jumping ship to another airline with APL, but then I'm so close to being number 2 or number 1 with a pilot's life. Well, sad news. I jumped on the other day, or I jumped on yesterday, and I saw that the person I'm going up against for number 2 is flying actively. They want that number 2 spot. They want number 1, I think. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't think I'm ever going to achieve number 2. I might be just stuck with number 3. That's fine. So I did apply for a couple airlines, Southwest, UPS, and American. I think I'll accept it in my application. The thing is, I don't fly the 737 right now because all we have is the MAX available, the Asobo MAX with Flight Sim 2024, and while it does work, it's not the greatest. And I'm hoping that the iFly will be coming out any day now. There's that subscription one that's coming out on the 18th. What's that, Sunday? So maybe look at it. It's $5 for a month. Why not? I spent a lot worse on the $5. Maybe it'll be good enough to hold me out until we get the 737 from PMG or the iFly. It'd be the iFly first. Alright, waiting for our N2s coming up here. And good rotation. Let's introduce fuel for that guy. Why does it do that sometimes? Alright, we have our reversers armed. Trim is set. So Beyond ETC, or it's not Beyond ETC, Sim Update 2 has officially launched after many weeks in beta. The beta was really smooth other than day 1. Super, super smooth. Welcome in, Manny. Got to catch another stream? Yeah. Welcome in and glad you're in. This is kind of the normal time I like to stream. This is about a half hour earlier than I normally like to, but I want to work on some other stuff after this stream before I head into work. Loved the last video, by the way, about the problems with flight streamers. I really enjoy doing those videos. I really, really do. I have a blast doing them. I think I'm going to do more of those. I really do think I'm going to do more of those. Like P2, I think you had made a comment in there about the journalism. I kind of like doing those. I did one a few weeks, or I guess a couple months ago. That turned out pretty well as well, I think, you know. Spokane ground, SkyWest 3824, ready to taxi to the active. I am on the early access edition of Beyond ETC, but when I open the app during mid-flight, let's say on cruise, it no longer asks me to select what phase of flight. Oh, that's interesting. Taxi to runway 21 via Tango 6 Alpha Alpha 1, SkyWest 3824. I haven't opened up mid-flight I haven't had a crash mid-flight or anything like that. I've had some crashes on startup from time to time with it, but no like crashes mid-flight where I've had to do it. Yes, more journalistic YouTubers, less advertiser YouTubers, please. I love showcasing, and I've said this, and I said it in the video, of course, but I absolutely love showcasing products that I'm excited about. And you all know what I was talking about in that video. I'm not going to mention the name, but with the product that I was a mod for and that I, talked a lot about and was excited about, because in the early stages, it was a great product. In the early stages of Beyondatc was a great product, but it wasn't what I was looking for at the time. And as both products matured, one matured better than the other. One continued to have better community support than the other. And one shows pure passion in their base product, and one is driving just to capture catchiness. And so why I switched over to this product. And the same with a pilot's life. I absolutely love a pilot's life. I've talked about New Sky, and I use New Sky a lot. I use On Air a lot as well. I talk about all these products being great. I've talked about the PMGG 777 being overpriced, but still, I understand the work that went behind the scenes. And they recently posted an article about how they had to go from scratch with the SDK for 2024. So that is time and labor. Now, is that $77 worth? No. I will never justify the full price tag of that, but I understand the price to a point, right? Talk about the 350 and how that was marketed as being a high-end product when it really isn't as high-end as expected. And that's what you gotta say about, you gotta say this about Aerosoft. There's issues with Aerosoft, right? They came out with the CRJ way back, was the first airliner, third-party airliner with Flight Sim 2020, and it had its issues, no doubt, and they didn't fix anything. But the plane wasn't too expensive. It was like $30 or something, right? For an airliner, that wasn't bad. Maybe it's 35. I don't remember exactly. I was able to figure out two products. Are you saying the intentions of products didn't stay aligned with the original value? That's pretty good. Over the tower 118.3, SkyWest 3824. Have a great afternoon. That was pretty good. Are you saying the intentions of the products didn't stay aligned to the original values? I may have those attentions that are possibly being broadcast to you as I say those. Yes. Spokane Tower. Good morning from SkyWest 3824, ready for departure runway 21. I don't know what I was trying to say there. I honestly don't know what I was trying to say.
SkyWest 3824.
Landing lights are on.
Spokane Tower, wind 195 at 7, fly heading 210, runway 21, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 cleared for takeoff, SkyWest 3824. Alright. I'm a software engineer and I can see the BS development practices. I hear them price and talk about the products. The 200 is not worth the full price. I concur. I concur. Yeah, I have a couple of other ideas for some videos I want to do. Kind of like that same approach with the journalism. I do want to do more research, though. This one was more of a, I don't know if anyone's recently paid attention, but there was a larger streamer, content creator who posted a video recently about a sponsorship, and it rubbed me the wrong way. It rubbed me and a lot of people the wrong way. Because the product's been out for a very long time, and all of a sudden they decided that, oh, now is the time that I want to advertise this product. Yeah, okay. Now is the time because you got paid off. Knowing of which, the video I made wasn't supposed to come out until next week, but I decided to push it ahead of schedule. So I kind of shifted a couple videos around. Alright, positive rate coming on up. There we go, looking good. Gear is going up. Flight heading 210 on departure here. A little bit gusty from the left. Let's go to heading mode. And let's go on down here, turn off our thrusts, reverse thrust. Let's trim this plane down just a little bit.
SkyWest 3824, contact Spokane.
First
departure.
notch of flaps are up. Over to departure 123.75, SkyWest 3824. See ya. Departure SkyWest 3824, passing 5,000, climbing 6,000. I have a really exciting
SkyWest
one.
3824, Spokane departure. Good morning. Radar contact. Climb and maintain 14,000. Altimeter 29er.
Climb to 14,000, SkyWest 3824. Alright, AP is coming on board. Speed set checked.
SkyWest 3824, turn right, heading 260. Expect further clearance in about 22 miles.
Right heading 260, SkyWest 3824. Okay, looking good. Yeah, so I do have one I'm really excited about. I'm going to work on next week, a video. I'm really excited about it, and I have a lot of passion in this video. So we're going to see how it all plays out, and hopefully I can execute it all properly. But I'm really excited about that one. I have another one I'm excited about, kind of like a review video, and then I have, like I said, a couple ideas for the journalism
SkyWest
kind of thing.
3824, Spokane departure. Expect Glacier Tree, runway 16 right.
Expect Glacier 3, runway 16 right, SkyWest 3824. Yeah, driver guy. Yep. Either PMGG doesn't have enough code reusability between their products, or their pricing is just predatory. I think it's a combination of both, honestly. Like, here's the thing. I am absolutely no PMGG fanboy. I think everyone hopefully knows that part. But we have to be fair to them, and what I'm saying is that every product they've released, it seems at least, that like the actual release candidate version is the most stable and the most over to center 119.225, SkyWest 3824. See ya. Let's go to auto respawn now. So yeah, it's the most stable and the best performing aircrafts in the plane. Oh, what's going on with Beyondatc? There we go.
Seattle
Gotta head to the
Center,
meeting.
SkyWest
All right, good luck at the meeting, P2.
3824. Good morning.
But yeah,
31,
so
13,200 for 14,000.
uh-oh. Hold on, let me get this plane under control again.
Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb
Let
and
me get
maintain
this plane
flight
under
level
control
280,
again.
SkyWest 3824.
Okay, so like think about it when... Uh-oh, hold on now. Okay. When the PMGG planes came out, they were no doubt when they came out to 2020, they were no doubt day one the best performing planes in the sim period, next to the CRJ. And the complexity levels were a bit higher, right? Yeah, they were missing features. There was no tablet, and I don't know if they had any external stuff, right? Maybe just the GPU, but that was, in chocks. Okay, but the stability on that side also. The plane never, I don't think I remember ever having in 2020 like a WASM crash in the 737, and I flew the heck out of that plane. So you have to look at it at that point as well, is that while PMGG does charge typically a lot more than, let's say, the Phoenix or the Inabuilds planes, they back their products, I feel, a bit more with that development cycle, with the beta testing. The Phoenix plane, it took a while for them to get to where they are today, right? The plane now is in my opinion, the best aircraft in the sim. But it took them a while to get there. And when they got there, Obviously, they left everyone in the dust.
Skywest 38.
Even the iFly, which is a very good plane.
Roger, heading direct Temple, then resumo navigation Skywest.
I still feel the
3824,
Phoenix
thanks.
overall, with stability, with performance, is top tier aircraft. Top tier aircraft has one of the best, if not the best, tablet in any aircraft. So I can justify just a little bit with PMDG's pricing. Now, I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's sim friendly to be charging full price for a plane that a lot of simmers already have, to a point. And there will be people that will argue, no different than people who would argue, like, look at the pricing modeling for the 737. Between the 600 and the 900, the prices were just all over the chart. The 700 being the most expensive because it is the most, I think it's the most expensive, right? The 7 and 800, the most expensive because of the most used aircrafts. So their pricing was around what do simmers want the most. It wasn't what is friendly for the simmers in pricing. So they get you at that pricing. There's no doubt about that. They get you. The difference between a 6, 7, 8, and 9 is just length of the aircraft. Okay? For the most part, it's just the length of the aircraft. And every single version of that is priced differently, with the 600 being the cheapest. And there's no reason for that massive price break or a price jump in there. There really is no reason for that. An extra $5, an extra $10, whatever. You know, sell the base plane. You get the base plane 600 for $30, and then if you want the 700, that's another $10. If you want the 800, it's another $10. You want the 900, another $10. Okay, and that's a fair price to go after then. That's $60 for 4 variants of a plane. I have all 4. Maybe I don't have the 900. I don't have the 900. I don't think I have the 6, 7, and 8. But I only fly the 7. So now, when it comes to 2024, if we have to rebuy them, if there's no upgrade path, if they change their mind, there's no upgrade path, whatever it be, I'm just gonna buy a 700. You know, I'll be happy just with that 700. All right, climbing up to 280, and 16 right for the arrival. We already got that information, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and pop in some information to the computer. So over to radio, 1075. All right, got that set in there, and then we got to put in our minimums, which is 615, so 610. And if we click this little button, actually we've got to switch it over here. 610. There's 610, and then we're gonna watch our speed here because, or here's the speed, not here. We're watching our speed because this plane does not have auto thrust, which means it's gonna start to increase once we start to level out our altitude. And we're looking pretty good so far. We will have to bring it back just a little bit. Top of descent is looking at 1402, so if you look over here at the clock, let's bring back the throttles.
Center on 126.
Look at the clocks, we're looking at about 10 minutes here of cruise, and then we'll start our descent. Runway 16, so we're going to be landing south.
3824, flight level 279er.
Skywest 3824, Seattle Center.
Bring it up just a little bit. Okay. And I think that should work. So about 290 on the speed. Let's bring it back just a little bit because we are climbing again. And that should work okay. Now it's decelerating. You gotta find like that sweet spot. There we go. Oh, I don't have TCAS on. I'll be danged. That's down here. Right here. That's on. And then let's go here to weather, because this plane now has weather radar here, which is really, really cool. Why is the little dot going? It's not going back and forth. Did I screw something up? Weather. We'll find out what happens. No, beyond ATC. This is beyond ATC. Alright, so that's looking good. So one thing, if you've been on the stream for a while, you know that I have changed my amount of traffic with Beyond ATC. One, to help with frames. Two, to help with the amount of credits I'm spending per month. And three, I love traffic, but I also don't want traffic galore. You know, you've seen a couple videos on the channel where there is just so much traffic going on, and I can't get a word in. So I limit some of that stuff so that it's a little bit more user-friendly on my case. Where's TCAS at? There's our squawk. Is this TCAS off? What am I missing? Auto. Standby test. Traffic on. Huh. I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Oh well. We'll accept it. So it looks like the approach should be just fine. Now, do I have charts set up on this one? Yes, I do. Cool. I wish you could move the map here. That would be cool. Let's see. Use this information. Destination here. So let's go ahead and put in our stuff. So we have airport. Airport. Click that guy. Sid. Oh, that's departure. Sorry, arrival, Glacier, and then approach is 16 right. ILS Cat 1. Alright, so now if we go to our pinned Glacier. So we're coming in Glacier, and I don't know if we're going to be going over Seattle. We're going to Heather, Woody, and Heather. So here, around this point, we should get our vector up north, and then this swing around south. So 12,000 is our altitude. Watching our speed. 12,000 for the altitude. Okay, top of descent still is about 6 minutes away. And here we are, our little plane. And then the arrival, 16. So here we are. So Heather is somewhere yonder. So we'll be swinging around. I'm guessing Bugney. I'm guessing here is where they'll bring us in, because this is going to be a IFR approach. So we'll intercept the IFR, or sorry, the ILS, and then we should be good to go there. On landing, 16 right. Should be pretty simple. We're going to be way over here. Probably going to take, well, we could maybe get November. We'll see. Maybe November, and then I guess we'd keep on November here, and then park somewhere, or Big Papa, and come back around that way. Alright, so briefing has been taken care of. Let's zoom out of here. So you can see our flight plan looking pretty good. And like again, a few more minutes before we land, or start our descent at least. Next stream will be next week sometime. I don't know for sure what day. I did a flight yesterday. It was going to be the stream flight, but I decided to do a last minute flight. It was Chicago into Idaho. It was a really fun flight. A really fun flight. I did that in. Here's the problem. I did it in the E-Jet, and the E-Jet is workable but not workable in 2024. And so I put in my waypoints, and then when it and start flying, right? And I realize as I'm approaching the airfield that it doesn't have my arrival airport nor the RNAV. So I had to go off Navigraph charts and then the cues from Beyondatc to get me vectored right. But it all worked out just fine. Let's bring this down here. Okay, there's our little guy. So I don't know when this will start to show up the weather, the weather. I don't know if it's when you get low enough. Weather in Seattle is about the same, 900 broken, 1300 overcast. And we have some precipitation. A little bit of rain. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta start jotting down my ideas for some videos, because I had a couple and I don't want to forget any of them. And then I have a series eventually coming up here, just waiting for some final stuff to get that going, which I'm super excited for. All looking grand here. We should get our top of descent call from Beyondatc momentarily. If we don't, we'll go ahead and get that requested, which they're pretty good about giving it to us. So we can see, do we have a top of descent on here? Yeah, right there. So our top of descent in the system is saying right here. A pilot safe is telling me at 1401. Which, yeah, that should be right. 1402's there, 14's here. Yeah, pretty close.
Seattle Center, AM flight 1969.
So I am on the latest drivers from NVIDIA for the 4080, and I normally don't like doing that because NVIDIA's been notoriously bad with the drivers recently. But I also have Game Pass, and I tried out Doom Dark Ages yesterday, and it was yelling at me about having the latest drivers, and I also wasn't getting frame gen working in that game. I couldn't figure out why. Like, it would be enabled, but the FPS would be really messed up and goofy. So I said, oh, what the hell, I can do it and then roll back if I need to. Even though I didn't need frame gen because the game ran really smooth to begin with. So I upgraded, and all went fine. Flight sim's been great. One thing though, keep this in mind, if you did disable rebar using NVIDIA Inspector, if you upgrade your drivers, or update your drivers, you may have to go back into Inspector and then choose Flight Sim and then disable rebar again. Because I was getting that FPS hit and I realized something's got to be wrong, so I went back, looked at my notes, looked at what I do, and found out that rebar was enabled again. Alright, descent is coming on up. Or coming down, I guess, right? Yeah? Yeah, probably down. Let's see what happens.
SkyWest 3824A after O'Donnell, cleared via Glacier Tree, pilot's discretion descend, and maintain flight level 260, Seattle Tacoma Airport landing runway 16 right, altimeter 3009er.
They're saying descend maintain flight level 260.
After O'Donnell, cleared via Glacier Tree, pilot's discretion
it probably
descend
makes
and
some
maintain
sort of
flight
sense.
Level 260, Seattle Tacoma Airport landing runway 16 right, altimeter.
We're gonna keep our 1200 in there, or 12,000 in there though. All right, let's go ahead. It said after what did it say? O'Donnell. So after this, so we'll wait. Well, there's that FPS hit again. I don't understand why this happens. For the life of me, I can't figure it out. And now I've determined it is simply just the sim. You see this? I don't know how well it shows up on the screen, but the FPS is like
Center on 120.3,
really bad.
SkyWest 3824.
And nope, still having an issue.
Seattle Center.
It's only this sim that does this.
Good morning. Descending via Glacier Tree. Flight level 280.
Now my VRAM is showing at least 14 through W or HW info. Let's see what it's saying in the sim. GPU 7. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. But now it's buttery smooth. I don't understand why it does it. I can't figure it out. It's not a driver issue. Well, it probably is a driver issue, but it's something that I have not been able to figure out, at least. I don't know if maybe it is this OLED monitor. Maybe there's something with the FreeSync, because my other monitor is a G-Sync and I never had it happen before. It wasn't until I got this monitor, but maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know.
SkyWest 3824.
Alright,
Descend and maintain
we're starting our descent.
altimeter 3009er.
Let's bring back to speed.
Descend and maintain 1313,000, altimeter 3009er, SkyWest 3824.
Alaska 941, contact Seattle, approach 133.65. Contact Seattle, approach Alaska 941.
Hello, how are you doing? Love your top one fan. What? Timmy, I think, is a bot. Alright. How we looking? I think you've, is it like, do you become successful if you get bots in your channel? I'm not calling myself successful by any means. I don't want to be successful as a streamer. I really don't. Or a content creator. I just love doing it. I just love making the content. Alright, altitude, descent looking good. We saw the arch out there in the distance. It's gonna get pretty bouncy pretty quick here. Actually, there's no turbulence in the clouds yet, so we're not gonna get bouncy. Now the Seattle you'll see here is the default Seattle. I know there are two paid wares you can get. There's the BM World, BM Sim, or whatever they're called, and then there's a newer one. Did MK Studios, I think, just released one. But I'm not interested in either one because I feel like the Asobo one's not bad. I've never been to Seattle in real life, but like the performance is pretty decent. And you know, it looks nice. So it's one of those airports where I'm like, you know what, the default's fine. It's good enough for me. I'm trying to think. There's another default. Like I was using the Asobo default LAX for a very long time. Because in it builds LAX just was performance hog, but they've done some work, made some improvements. That seems to do a little bit better, so now I'm back over to them. I'm still using the default Orlando because the one that came out initially required it still to have the default to be installed. It was weird, but they had since, I guess, fixed that. I never bought it. Again, I was fine with the default. I'd be fine with the default DFW if they just do some minor maintenance to it. There's just some weird issues with it. This is a really cool area to fly over because this is where it has some mountains. So you do have to be cautious on how low you come in. And none of the ATC products out there currently, at least the AI ones, offer terrain awareness. I know that's on the to-do list for Beyond ATC. So we'll see if that actually ever becomes a thing. But none of them currently offer it. Obviously, VATSIM kind of sort of does, but doesn't. Alright, so at Heather up here, we want to be at 12,000, right? Yeah. Cross at and maintain 12,000 at 250 knots. Just watching my VS a little bit, bringing it down, up, whatever's necessary to keep it. Just trying to make sure this arch is kind of where it needs to be. Now looking at the flight plan here. So yeah, again, I'm expecting a turn to the north, and then the swing back to the south. That's what I'm expecting, at least. Alright, our next restriction is saying, I guess I can bring it up here on the map, huh? So, 16, need to be above 16. Props and turbos at 10, jets landing south at 12. So we're supposed to be at 12 at this point. So we're a little high at this moment, but that's alright. Coming up on flight level 180. So we'll go to standard pressure momentarily, which is currently in Seattle 3008. Alright, 3008. Let's pop that in here. Let's move this guy down. And set this 3008.
Horizon Air 2060, descending via Glacier
There we
Tree,
go.
flight level 25
And that
liner.
FPS thing's back again. Why? That's 2 times in one flight. That's crazy.
SkyWest 3824, contact Seattle, approach 133.65. Have a good morning.
Contact Seattle approach SkyWest 3824. Have a good one.
I do think it has to be.
Seattle approach.
Let me see if I can bring it up fast enough.
3824. Good morning. 17,300
See, look how
feet. We have Quebec on board.
look how bad it is.
SkyWest 3824 Seattle.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, there is. It's a GPU memory. Something. Okay, so there is a VRAM
Altimeter
issue.
3008. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 16.
Let's watch that
right,
VRAM when it
SkyWest
clears out.
3824.
SkyWest 4036, turn right, heading 265, vectors.
Or maybe not.
Turn right, heading 265.
Maybe I just lied.
SkyWest 4036.
SkyWest 4036, 3 miles from Bugden, turn right, heading 155.
Okay, so
Maintain 1,900
VRAM's still
established,
stable
clear
at
to ILS
12.
runway 16 right.
Turn
So
right,
maybe-
heading 155, 1,900 until established. Cleared ILS runway 16 right.
Maybe it's when it's loading in certain airports.
Delta 2176, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Although I've had to do it. Well, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to solve that issue. I really don't.
Delta 2176.
Alright, now we're in the orange with the GPU.
SkyWest 3824, turn right, heading 255, descend and maintain 6,000, altimeter 3008, vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 18 miles.
255.
Turn right, heading 255. Descend and maintain 6,000. Altimeter 3008.
Alright, let's bring
SkyWest
out some speed
3824.
brakes. We're getting our vectors in for the arrival.
Alaska 941, contact Seattle Tower 119.9.
And let's go ahead and start our descent a little bit more because I feel we're going to need it.
Tower 119.9, Alaska 941.
Let's go on down here, get our reverser set and checked. We're fluctuating between the orange and red now with our VRAM. I think it's loading in Seattle.
Turn left, heading 190, 1,900.
Alright, we're getting our warning now.
Cleared ILS runway 16 left, Delta 2176.
Oh boy, this isn't a good sign for Sim Update 2. This never happened before. Although I never had this yesterday, so maybe there's something else going on.
Tower 120.905, SkyWest 4036.
This is 3 times.
Seattle approach, Horizon Air 2067. Good morning, 2000. Horizon Air 2067, welcome back. Continue.
Yeah, but see, now it's dropping.
Continue, Horizon Air 2067.
Now it's under 11. So what the heck?
SkyWest
What's it loading?
3824, turn right, heading 315.
315.
Turn right, heading 315, SkyWest 3824.
It's a weird heading. I think some of these headings like this, when it does it, is because it knows we're high. I could be completely wrong on that. Probably am wrong on that. Alright, let's go to nav source and
Horizon Air 2067,
localizer
turn
set.
left, heading 105.
Heading 164, good.
Turn left.
Alright,
heading
all grand.
105, Horizon Air 2067.
Alright, landing lights are coming on.
SkyWest 3824, turn left, heading 255.
255.
Turn left, heading 255, SkyWest 3824.
Alright, so it's vectoring us farther out. Cool, all looking good. Alright, arrival 16 right. Airport is 20 nautical miles out. We'll go ahead and stow our speed brakes for now. And we didn't get any intercept the localizer or anything, so we're going to maintain where we are. No changes until they tell us. We're clear down to 6,000.
Delta 2176, contact Seattle Tower 119.9er.
And this is going to be the visibility for the next...
Contact Tower 119.9,
Well,
Delta
there's a
2176.
break up here. We go from overcast to broken. But this will pretty much be our visibility.
SkyWest 3824, descend, maintain 5,000 feet.
5,000.
Descend, maintain 5,000 feet, SkyWest 3824.
Alright, watch that speed.
SkyWest 3824, 11 miles from Bugden, turn left, heading 220, maintain 1,900 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 16
Alright,
right.
localizers are, approach is armed.
Turn left, heading 220, 1,900 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 16 right, SkyWest 3824.
Alright, cleared for the approach. We're watching our needle here for the localizer.
Heading 005, expect further clearance in about 24 miles.
Localizer is captured.
Turn left, heading 005,
And then as we get closer into it, we'll get our glide slope. Okay, all looking grand. So, next check is here at Bugny, 32 for the altitude. AC, look at that. Our VRAM is down, so our VRAM spiked up 5 gigabytes. That's crazy. There's like a leak or something. Alright, we are descend and maintain. Okay, so we got clearance to drop down. So let's continue our descent. Let's watch our speed. I'm gonna put in 210 in the box. Alright, descent looking good. Let's drop down a little bit faster. So you need to be above the glide slope when you come on in for it to be captured. If you're under it, it won't capture it. So right now you can see the green dot. It's hard to see in this plane, but you see the green dot? We need to have that above if we want to capture the glide slope. Alright, let's go over here to the tablet as well. You can see we're here. Look at the approach chart. We are here. And then here's our ground chart we'll look at next. Alright, we're going to go to performance. Go here. Go back to charts. Okay. Alright, this will be a visibility for the rest of the flight pretty much until we get on to the ground. Well, at least 900 above. Welcome in, Will. Welcome on in. You came in at a good time. We're on approach. Runway 16 right into Seattle. Broken clouds at 700. Localizer still good.
Contact tower 120.95, SkyWest 3824.
And glide slope still not captured.
Seattle Tower, SkyWest 3824, ILS runway 16 right.
SkyWest 3824, Seattle Tower, wind 160 at 7, runway 16 right cleared to land.
Alright, 16 right cleared to land.
Runway 16 right cleared to land, SkyWest 3824.
Still a little bit high. Trying to get that dang glide slope captured. Alright, glide slope is officially captured. Alright, now the scary part. No visibility until 900. Well, I could already see the ground there. It's not too bad. Just bought a new car. All right. What car did you get? That's exciting. I just paid off my car. Just paid off my car this month. I was so excited to have that finally done. No car payments for a long time. Joe works with Beyondatc. I don't work for Beyondatc. Alright, looking good. We got our clear to land, 16 right. Watching that speed. Alright, what is it, 5? So let's bring out our flaps. Toyota half-year-old, nice. Flaps, gear. A little late on this stuff, but we'll make it work. Alright, we have airport in sight. AP is off my aircraft. A little high on the approach. Seattle's such a cool airport to come into. Alright, looking good. We're landing. Minimums. Coming up. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be weather-wise. Bring back that speed.
300
Minimums, we're landing. A little bouncy.
50. Glide slow. 40. 30. Glide slow.
Idle on the throttle.
Minimums.
Touchdown. Reversers. And we're going to try for November. Reversers are stowed. And this is November. We'll exit here.
SkyWest 3824.
They said Papa.
Exit left at Papa.
That's fine.
Exit
All right,
left at
welcome
Papa,
to
SkyWest
Seattle.
3824.
Reversers are off. Landing lights are off. And let's get our APU on.
SkyWest 3824, contact ground 121.7.
Can I click it?
Ground
Nope.
121.7, SkyWest
All right.
3824.
Buttered it. How is Sim Update 2? Yeah, it's really good. Although this flight had a bunch of weird, like, VRAM issues. Hey, Manny, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Much appreciated.
Delta 375 at gate Bravo 6.
Thank everyone thank Manny, everyone, for the 5 gifted subs.
Delta 375, Seattle ground, pushback and
We
engine
have
start
a
approved.
Delta there. Ramp 189. I don't know
Engine
Seattle
start
at
approved.
all.
Face south. Delta 375.
Let me see if I can figure out where we are. All right. Seattle ground. Hello from SkyWest 3824. We're at 16 Center on November, looking to taxi to ramp 189. You're supposed to say ramp or gate.
SkyWest 3824, welcome to Seattle Tacoma Airport. Ramp 189er taxi via November, Tango, Juliet. Hold short runway
November
16 center.
Tango.
Ramp 189er via November, Tango Juliet. Hold short runway 16 center, SkyWest 3824.
Oh, they want us to
SkyWest
turn.
3824, cross runway 16 center at Juliet.
They want us to go over there.
Continue taxi via November, Tango Juliet.
Well, we're going
Hold
here.
short runway 16 left.
Cross runway 16 center at
Yeah,
Juliet.
Juliet's over there. We're on.
Continue taxi via
November still.
Tango Juliet. Hold
We're just
short
gonna make it
runway
happen.
16 left. SkyWest 38
We got cleared to
24.
taxi off of 16 Center, so we'll hold short 16 left.
Southwest 4305. Gate
Thanks again,
Bravo
Manny.
241.
Appreciate it.
Request pushback and engine start.
Much appreciated.
SkyWest 3824, cross runway 16 center at Juliet.
Yeah, so the VRAM thing is really weird. I haven't had any of that happen. Like once in a while, once a flight maybe every
Cross
so
runway
often, but
16 center at Juliet. Continue
very,
taxi
very
via
rare.
November, Tango Juliet. Hold short runway 16 left, SkyWest 3824.
Southwest
Man, did you get another
4305,
5?
Seattle ground, pushback and engine start approved.
Thanks again
Face
for that.
west.
Pushback approved. Face west. Southwest.
All right, we're gonna hold short
4305.
16 left up here.
SkyWest 3824,
All right.
cross runway 16 left at November.
All right, it updated
Continue
its things.
taxi via
November.
Alpha.
Where the heck is
Cross runway
Where are we
16
going?
left at November.
189?
Continue taxi via November, Alpha, SkyWest 3824.
I don't see that on the charts. We got a Southwest departing or taxiing.
Delta 375, taxi for departure.
November Alpha. Where the heck is gate
Delta 375,
189?
runway 16 left taxi via Bravo, Charlie.
Yeah, there's that FPS hit again. Something's
Runway
going on.
16 left
I'm not quite sure
taxi
what it
via
is.
Bravo, Charlie, Delta 375.
189. I don't see that anywhere.
Alaska
Hold on.
408, gate November 18, request pushback.
Nope.
Alaska 408, Seattle ground, pushback and engine start approved, face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Alaska
see
408.
North Delta Charlie Bravo Alpha Sierra. Sierra's Customs.
Alaska 4, Sierra, contact Seattle Tower 119.9er.
Where are they getting ramp 89?
Over to tower 119.9er, Alaska for a Sierra.
Okay, let's see what Beyondatc wants.
Southwest 4305.
Let's see.
Taxi for departure.
We'll use Beyondatc. Is there any plane over here? Alright, we gotta go.
Southwest
Let's move.
4305, runway 16 left taxi via Bravo,
I'm
Charlie.
so confused.
Runway 16 left taxi via Bravo, Charlie.
Bravo.
Southwest 4305.
We're going on to, November on to
Delta
Alpha.
2289 at ramp 274, request pushback.
So this is
Delta
Alpha.
2289, Seattle ground, pushback approved, face west.
And where is Beyondatc gonna take us?
Delta 2289.
Yeah, frames are leaving the... I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know if it's Seattle. I'm not quite sure. Can I bring up Beyondatc on the screen for you? There you go. You can see the Beyondatc map now.
Alaska 408.
We can learn
ready to
together
taxi
where
to the
ramp
active.
189 is. It's doing it again. What is going on?
408, runway 16 left taxi via Bravo.
Something
Charlie.
funky. I used Sim Update 2
Runway
most of
16
yesterday,
left
and
taxi via
this didn't
Bravo.
happen this many
Charlie,
times.
Alaska
Like
408.
one in like 4 flights. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Again, Manny, thank you for the 10 gifted subs today.
Alaska 408.
Much
hold
appreciated.
Position for traffic.
Hold position, Alaska 408.
So they're saying gate 189 is... Oh, we're still going. Okay, never mind. I thought we were going to be going here at November. Where is it bringing us? Now I'm just more curious than anything. Okay, we're going over here to cargo. Why is my little CRJ going to cargo?
Alaska 408, continue taxi.
Yeah, latest driver.
Continue taxi, Alaska
But I
408.
did 2 flights with it yesterday with the latest driver and didn't have this issue.
Delta 2289, ready to taxi to the active.
Might have to roll back if that's the case. Although, I don't know. I don't think it is, though.
2289, runway 16 left taxi via Bravo.
Where,
Charlie.
where are we going?
Runway 16 left taxi via Bravo. Charlie, Delta 2289.
Does it think, oh, we got a plane that's going to be coming next to us here. Does it think like we're cargo? Or is their planes broken? Or like this guy's landing was so bad,
For traffic.
he needs to have tune-up immediately.
Position for traffic. Delta 375.
Alright, here's... Oh, maybe this is where the little planes go?
Delta 375, continue taxi.
Because there's an Alaska over
Continue
here.
taxi. Delta 375.
I don't know. Maybe this is a thing. I feel like there's a lot of open spots over there, though. I don't think we had to go over here. But whatever. This is cargo, isn't it? There's cargo over there. I think cargo's over there. Maybe this isn't cargo. This is such a weird parking spot. This is where they have you park to think about what you did in your life. Think of what you did wrong. Your decisions you made. Okay, let's go to aircraft and chocks. Get the ground power going. We don't have a jetway here. And we go on down below here, and reverse is already off. Let's turn off our taxi lights though first, because else we get dinged on that. Okay. Engine 1, 2 are off. And we'll see how we did. That's such a weird parking spot. I could have asked for a different parking spot, no doubt about it, but I was just curious where that was and where it was going to bring us. Okay, let's see what a pilot's life said. My next flight, Denver to Cody, Yellowstone. But let's see. Yeah, I should just ask for another spot. You're right. Well, I should have done that. We get 100 on that. How's our landing rate? 171. Not bad. I'll take that. So I had this one. I talked about this a couple days back, but this was the 777 bogged out on me. It was all goofy, and so my landing rate or my score was like awful, 86, because I had a WASM crash, so nothing worked in the plane. So luckily I was able to get it on the ground to begin with, but I took the hit on that. I should just cancel the flight, but it is what it is. But I've had some kind of rocky ones recently. I haven't done too well. I did a Kodiak flight yesterday, which was fun. And then this 319, what did I do in this? What happened with this one? Oh, it was a hard landing, and then I oversped. Yeah, so I had some kind of... I had a great streak of hundreds. Look at this. Look at this batch of hundreds. I had a good streak there. And then recently, just kind of crappiness. Just not great. So my score now is like 90... Is it 97? Or is it 98? Maybe it's 98 now after this flight. Yeah, 98.43, so... It could be substantially worse. It's not. And again, my job market, I have a couple offers. So I have Southwest accepted me, Delta accepted me, and UPS accepted me. United and FedEx did not. And I can go overseas if I want to. I wouldn't mind doing Southwest. The problem is Southwest does not fly anything but the 737. So, it's one of those things like, I like to keep things realistic, but also I understand it's a sim, so I can do what I like to, and that's the cool thing about a pilot's life. So we'll kind of see. But there will be no liveries for anything but the 737 SkyWest, so it probably won't happen. Hey Lex, will a pilot's life make me start from GA, or can I... Oh, you can go right into Airliner. You can go right into Airliner. If I look at my logbook here, it's probably small on the screen, so you probably can't see it all that great, but if I scroll all the way down, my very first flight for a pilot's life was Air Intuit, a Canadian airline, and it was in the 737. What now? The 733. What is that? What is the 733? Is that the 737-300? Is there a 300? I don't know what plane that is. But anyways, that is my very first flight. I think I just picked the wrong one. It's a 737. In a pilot's life. Airliner. And then I jumped to Sun Country. And did that. Bunch of CRJs and 737s. Sun Country for a while. For, what, 3 weeks? And then I went over to SkyWest. In the in the CRJ. And then I went over to Ryanair for a while. And I went to Delta. And then Air New Zealand. And then Southwest. And Alaska. And I went down to South America. Went to United. Went over to Europe. Went back to New Zealand. American. SkyWest. For a long, long time. Back to American. Back to SkyWest. Envoy. SkyWest. Logan Air. Mountain Cargo. UPS. FedEx. For a long time. Delta. SkyWest. American. JetBlue. American. Delta. SkyWest. And that's where I am now. My sim crashed. Then my GPU crashed. Then I got a whole blue screen. Good lord. Yeah, so we've mostly done SkyWest. If we look at the community, what's really cool about a pilot's life is that while it's not like multiplayer, you can see where you are with your ranking. So I'm like 300 or something around there, I think. Does it highlight my number? Well, I gotta go check. XP is 64065. Or maybe I don't even... Yeah, here we go. 64. Here we are. So I'm 244, top 244 pilots with a pilot's life. I've been thinking about getting a pilot's life, but I'm already part of a bit of 2 big virtual airlines. You know, it's fun. Like, it's I like the virtual stuff. I was with United for a while. And who was it? I think Fry was telling me to join. Who was he telling me to join? Southwest or something? Or is it FedEx? I don't remember. There was some virtual one he was telling me to join. I thought about it, but the problem is you have to fly the real world aircrafts. And what I like about pilot's life is if I feel like jumping into a 777 with SkyWest, I certainly could. I know they don't have it in real life. Just like FedEx doesn't have a CRJ and stuff like that, you know. But if I feel like it, I can certainly jump into it and do that. And I think that's what appeals to me the most about a pilot's life is I can do whatever aircraft my heart desires. And, you know, because that's what the cool thing about The Sims is you can do that. Wealth, I don't have any kind of money. And then if we go into airline leaders, here's what I was talking about earlier, which isn't showing up on the screen, but I have 349 flights with SkyWest. Number 2 is at 363. So now I'm 14 away. Oh, and actually number 2's not active. Number 1 is active. So I can potentially get spot number 2 from Rob. I don't think I'm ever going to catch number 1, especially if he's active again. But I'm pretty close to catching number 2. And then 4th place is 99 flights. So we're like 3 times more, well, 2 times more flights than 3rd place. And that's the only airline I'm even close to. Like, I did some FedEx flights for a while there. Let me see where I am at FedEx. I wish you could see this part, but it's not showing up, sorry. FedEx, I'm 54th. 54th. And it goes by XP. So I don't know. I'll see. My next schedule here, you'll see here I have my 5 flights. I'm skipping the San Francisco to Salt Lake one, but I'll probably do this Denver to Cody. I'll probably do this out of Dallas, Boise. I'll do that one, and then going to Idaho Falls. That'd be fun. I'll probably do that one too, but I'll skip out this one. There's that GPU thing, and nothing's going on. And Beyond ATC is not on, so it's not that. For those who might be blaming it on Beyond ATC, it's not that, because I've turned off. Now it's saying I'm using 14 out of 13. So something funky's going down. I wonder if there's... Let me try killing out a pilot's life. And then also killing out Moby Flight. And... FS UIPC. Nope. Okay, I just wanted to see if one of those things were causing issues. It's doing some weird stuff, which I don't quite understand why. Huh. Anyways, Manny, thank you again for the 10 gifted subs today. Everyone, thanks for coming on into the stream. A lot of fun. Next stream will be maybe Monday, maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. We'll see what happens. I'm interested in that new subscription-based plane. I'll be willing to give them $5 to try it, and I won't be subscribing to it monthly. There's no doubt about that. That's not going to happen. But I'm willing to give it a shot. Give it $5 and see how it is. And well, again, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see everyone for the next stream. Take care.